everybody, and welcome to Markers and Monsters for day 11, which is Slimy Swamps and Foggy Bogs. Now, today I decided to do something just a little more on the whimsical, fun side. You gotta mix it up every now and again and just have something that's just kind of cute and fun. So, as you can see here, I'm filling in my foggy bog or slimy swamp in the back. And what lives in a slimy swamp? Well, a cute little toad. Aw. And he's going to be all dressed up for Halloween here and ready to go for some tricks or treats. So this was kind of a nice change of pace for me. I mean, don't get me wrong, I absolutely love drawing crazy monsters and all that. You guys know that. But it's kind of fun to draw something a little more, I don't know, realistic slightly. You know, I mean, the frog's not like photorealistic. He's still a little cartoony in places. But for the most part, it's just like your normal toad, which is really good practice, I have to say. If you're an emerging artist and you're looking to do some, drawings and monsters and stuff like that, you got to take some time every now and again and kind of look at reality, as it were, because it's going to make your monster so much better. So I'm drawing this toad here, using reference photos and all that kind of fun stuff. And drawing this is great practice if you later want to draw like a frog man or some kind of, I don't know, horrific giant mutated frog or toad. It's good to know kind of what one looks like before it's been mutated or turned into a human creature or whatever. It's going to make your monster drawing so much better if you kind of practice a little bit with reality every now and again. Let's add the little witch's hat on there. And then frogs have those weird eyes inside. They've got the horizontal pupils. It's like a little slit instead of a circle like a human has. But their eyes are usually like kind of a weird greenish color. So once I do the ink, you'll see I fill in the pupil there. Now in the background, all this like hanging moss and stuff like that, just adding in the dark colors and the lights, and then eventually what's going to happen with this background, you'll see I'm going to go over it in a single color, like pretty much over the whole thing, and that's going to start to tone everything down in the background. It was a lot of fun to work on. It was kind of a pain in the butt, I will say that, but you know what? That's what makes great art. You just got to work with it. Right here, I'm covering up some of these trees in the background, and some of them I'm leaving them like sit out like you'll see I'll go around some of these trees here, and that kind of gives the impression of depth just a little bit. And going over this like again and again and again just to get that toned down. Really, with any drawing, there's a clear star or a clear focus, and that's obviously the little toad guy there. So you got to keep him in the foreground and keep him light, and kind of that background. Even though there's all those trees there, you might, as an artist, your first thought is like, well, I drew them all. I've got to make them equally as prominent, and bring attention to them. But no, you gotta let them just melt into the background there a little bit, just so the impression exists and not much else. Let's get into the inking stage here. This was a nice, very straightforward job too. There's those weird pupils like I was talking about before. Frogs are kind of neat creatures like that. Goats also too have those slitted eyes, and I love it too because, especially if you're drawing monsters or whatever, I think it looks so bizarre and alien when you give pupils like that. Very few creatures have those, and it's just very different. And especially if you have a humanoid creature with pupil slits like that, it's always cool to do for, like, if you're drawing Cthulhu or any of your other favorite aliens or something like that. Give them weird pupils, and it gives a great look to it. And that's kind of what I mean when I was talking earlier. You can learn a lot about weird stuff just from pure, solid nature drawings, which is always good practice. That's advice that, I wish someone would have given me when I was younger. Everybody said, draw bowls of fruits and stuff like that, and they never really told me how that could help me when I'm drawing monsters. If somebody had told me, oh, draw a bowl of fruit, that way if you ever want to draw a wizard and you put like a bowl of fruit on his desk, he'll look really great. It's that kind of practice. Let's take a look at the scan here. Yeah, looking pretty fun, like I said, just kind of whimsical and fun and just a nice change of pace. Tomorrow, though, we're getting back into some cool stuff. Not that this wasn't, but tomorrow's going to be a lot more monster oriented. That's all I'll say. Alright, guys, that's it for me. All my social media stuff's up there. Hey, thanks again for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow on Markers and Monsters.